Senator from Idaho.
Mr. President, I have 7 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and minority leaders.
Duly noted.
Mr. President, I rise today with my colleague Senator Risch to speak on the nomination of Judge David Nye to be a U.S. District Judge for the Federal District of Idaho. First, let me acknowledge the diligent work of Judiciary Committee Chairman Grassley and Ranking Member Feinstein in expediting the confirmation process for Judge Nye's renomination. I also thank both President Obama and President Trump for nominating Judge Nye to the federal bench. It is rare to be nominated by presidents of 2 different parties, but it is a fitting testament to Judge Nye's sterling reputation that he has secured that distinction. Finally, I appreciate the Majority Leader giving Judge Nye the honor of being the first U.S. District Judge confirmed by the 115th Congress. Judge Nye is supremely qualified as a candidate for the federal district court seat, having both a unanimous, well-qualified rating from the American Bar Association and having received approval from the Senate Judiciary Committee without dissent twice in a little less than a year. Judge Nye has long been ready to assume this high office. A longtime member of Idaho's legal community, Judge Nye has been a law clerk, a practicing lawyer, and since 2007, a judge on Idaho's 6th Judicial District Court. This court handles all felony criminal cases, major civil cases, and appeals from the magistrate court from 6 counties throughout the southeast portion of Idaho. He also served from 2009 to 2012 as the administrative district judge for the Idaho 6th Judicial District, elected by his peers on the court for a 3-year term to this position. He is not just a well-respected jurist in Idaho. Judge Nye is heavily involved in the training and orientation of new Idaho judges and serves on the Idaho Supreme Court's committees on judicial education and felony sentencing. Action on Judge Nye's nomination is critical and timely. Idaho is one of only 3 states having just 2 authorized district court judgeships. The Nonpartisan Judicial Conference of the United States Judicial Conference has declared a judicial emergency for Idaho and has recommended in every one of its reports to Congress since 2003 that Idaho be authorized a 3rd district judge position. And for the past 2 years, Idaho has had a 3-judge caseload handled by just 1 active judge. What is even more challenging is that our lone remaining active judge is already eligible to take senior status since this past March. Even with Judge Nye's confirmation, Idaho still needs another U.S. District Court judge. Today's confirmation, or tomorrow's, of Judge Nye is undoubtedly a proud day for the entire Nye family, including Judge Nye's wife, Katri, and their 8 children. Knowing that a successful public servant draws so much strength from the family surrounding him or her, I salute their partnership with Judge Nye in making this important occasion possible. Again, I strongly endorse Judge Nye's nomination and appreciate the Senate's confirmation of him. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Senator from Idaho.
Mr. President, I want to associate myself with remarks from my distinguished colleague and close personal friend, Senator Crapo, and join him in urging our fellow senators to quickly confirm Judge Nye. As pointed out by Senator Crapo, that this will be the first district judge who is confirmed by this Congress. And so it should be an honor for Judge Nye, and I'm sure he views it that way. This has been literally years in the making. As Senator Crapo pointed out, we have only 1 active federal judge right now, and he is handling what is essentially a 3-judge load. Some time ago when this vacancy occurred, Senator Crapo and I went to work on this. Most Americans don't understand how this works, but to become a United States District Judge, it takes essentially the concurrence of three people. That is the President of the United States and the two senators from that particular state, be they two Republicans, two Democrats, or one of each, because we have what's called a blue slip process where any one of the three can and do object to a person, and then that person will not be permitted to go forward. In this particular case, we negotiated with the Obama White House for literally months and months that turned into years. And we acted, I believe, in good faith on both sides, trying to find a person who would be the right fit for Idaho. And we, again, literally vetted well over 50 individuals for this position. And for one reason or another, we were unable to get any of those across the finish line. Finally, we settled on Judge Nye, and I shouldn't say settled on him. He had not really applied, and after going through the 50 that we vetted and really not getting where we wanted to be, we sought out Judge Nye and talked with him about it and went forward on that basis. The White House came along, and before President Obama left office, he nominated, pursuant to mine and Senator Crapo's request, Judge Nye. Unfortunately, that was just about the time we ran out of time processing judges. And so the election came and went. President Trump was inaugurated, and we started all over again. And I want to personally thank the White House for very quickly renominating Judge Nye for this position, again at the request of myself and Senator Crapo. Too many states have a shortage of judges, and there is a movement afoot right now to attempt to boost the federal judgeship load, which is in bad need. For instance, in the last 7 surveys that the Judicial Conference has undertaken, they recommended that Idaho get a 3rd judge. Senator Crapo, my predecessor before me, and I think even Senator Crapo's predecessor before him, have also been pushing for this 3rd judge, and we're going to continue to do that. And I'm seeing some green sprouts that perhaps we'll be moving something in that direction. In any event, yesterday we had the vote on moving forward on his nomination, and that vote was 97-0, which certainly is a testament to Judge Nye himself. And I would urge our fellow senators, when we get to this vote, which will either be later today or midday tomorrow, to proceed with the same kind of vote. It was a bipartisan vote on cloture. We hope it'll remain a bipartisan vote as we move forward on his confirmation. And with that, I want to thank Senator Grassley, who's obviously pressed by everyone who has a vacancy, Senator McConnell, who has lots and lots of things on his mind these days and is struggling with challenges that come at him from all directions, for choosing Judge Nye at our constant and gentle urging over the recent months and years to move him to the front of the line. I want to personally thank Senator McConnell for doing that. And of course, I want to thank my distinguished colleague for his work on the Judiciary Committee of moving it through the Judiciary Committee. I think that Judge Nye will be a person that will make us all proud. Certainly, we're going to be very happy to have this judgeship filled in Idaho, and particularly with someone of the quality of Judge Nye. And with that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.